Okay everyone, so now we are learning the unstructured exception handling through the program. So first of all, here we have created a form. This is form 1. We change the text, which is Ankit Verma. I have given my name. Then afterward we have dragged and dropped one label. This is label 1 and change the text. Unstructured exception handling. Then we dragged and dropped two more labels. This is label 2 and label 3. And their text we change first number and the second number. Corresponding to that, we just dragged and dropped two text boxes, text box 1 and text box 2, where user is going to enter the values. Then afterward we dragged and dropped one button. This is button 1 and we change the text, that is divide. We double click on the button, then this code will open. So here we are having class form 1. So for the form 1 class is created. It is public, it can be accessed outside, and it is ending with the end class. Here inside that we already have the coding of button. So this is button underscore click. This is the name of procedure. Whenever the button will be clicked, then this procedure will be called. This procedure is of subtype, that means no return type, private because it is the part of form. Here two arguments are passed. This is first argument and the second argument. It is going to handle button 1 dot click. So when we click the button, this code will run and it is ending with the end sub. We know that here we are using the unstructured exception handling. There are two types of exception handling. One is the structured and second one is unstructured. Whenever we are using the try-catch block, which is defined into the system, that is called structured exception handling. But here we are using the unstructured exception handling. Here we are not using the try-catch block and we are using our own code to handle the exception. So whenever we use our own code to handle the exception, that is the unstructured exception handling. Now we are going to see that how this program will work. First of all, let us suppose that user is giving the proper entries. Let's say first number is 4 and second number is 2. Now here click on the divide. Then afterward the coding of button will work. Here variables are declared dim x, y, z as integer. So variable x, y and z are declared of integer type into the memory. Here it is mentioned on error go to Ankit. So there this is the name we have provided, Ankit column. That means whenever the error encounter, we has to go to this Ankit. Now from where we are going to check the error, the corresponding code. Afterward we are going to check the error. Now afterward, first of all we are having the line which is x is equal to value of text box 1 dot text. So from text box 1 we have taken the 4. So 4 is taken into the x. Then afterward y is equal to value of text box 2 dot text. In the text box 2 we have taken the 2. So 2 is taken. Afterward z is equal to x by y and 4 by 2. What is that? That is nothing but equal to 2. So 2 is stored here into the z. Program is working fine. Then afterward message box is printed. So here we are having the message box and afterward divide. So divide is coming, then afterward concat with z and the value of z is nothing but 2. So this is directly printed. And afterward exit sub. We don't want to execute the further lines, so we are going to exit from the sub. So from the sub it is coming out. So this is the normal execution of the program. Here there is no exception. Now we are checking the program with exception. We know that exceptions are the runtime errors. Whenever on the runtime user is giving some things which is like the exception. Let's say here the user is giving the first number is 4 and the second number is 0. We know that divide by 0 is an exception. Now how this program will work? After 4 and 0 user clicked on the divide button. Then afterward the button coding will work. The variables are declared x, y and z and on error go to, this is the statement, it is going to check now. In that case we have taken x is equal to value of text box 1. So from text box 1 we have taken the 4. Then y is equal to value of text box 2.text. So from text box 2 we have taken the 0. Z is equal to x by y. Now 4 by 0. Here system observe that 4 by 0 is nothing but infinity, or it is undefined, because in the system it is not defined. And whenever we are not using the exception handling, at that time the program will go on the coding and show the exception. It will be divide by 0 exception. So prevent that, we have used the word which is on error go to. Because we have provided this on error go to statement, so it is scanning the code. So it was already scanning. When it sees that it is 4 by 0, at the same time the next line will not execute. It will direct jump to the label which is mentioned. So here it is going and jumping to the Ankit. That means further lines are not executed. So here y is equal to x divided by y not executed. This line is not executed, which was a message box, and exit sub is not executed. Directly going on the Ankit, which is a label. Now in this label we have defined that message box err.number. So here the program is going and showing the number. What is the number of error? Number means every error has its number. So here the number is 6. Then we are concatenating with one column and again concatenating with the error dot description. So here we have provided the column, then arithmetic operation results in overflow. Whenever we are using the on error go to, one ERR object is passed. ERR object contain the further things just like ERR number, ERR description. So whenever an exception or error encounter, this object is passed with these entries. So this message box is displayed. One thing is that we stop the program then and there and we just show it to the user, then program is done. But there is one more thing. Whenever exception encounter, we can even ask user to please re-enter the value again so that we can continue. So here afterward we are using the same thing. We are providing y is equal to input box. So one input box is displayed. Re-enter second number with the message re-enter second number. Now user has given the second number as 2. Earlier it was given as 0. Because of that the problem exists, divide by 0. But now the number given is 2. So here we know that the first number was 4 and the second number given is 2. Now this number is taken into the y. So now this y variable is having the updated value which is 2. Now afterward resume. Resume statement says that from where the exception occur and program stopped, it will be going back and execute again. So it is going back to the same place and executing the same line where it was stopped. So here we are having z is equal to x divided by y. So this line is executing now and we know that 4 by 2, that is nothing but 2. So this value is 2. And afterward we are showing the message box divide. So the message box is shown divide and here concat with z. We know that the value of z is nothing but 2. So this 2 value is taken and shown here. So there is a 2. So this line is also executing. So now it is working fine. So here it is going to exit in the same way. So this is how we can handle the exception. Now here we have learned one thing. Whenever the exception encounter, at that time this ERR.number and ERR.description is going to provide the error number and the description. Here we have not used the try-catch block. That's why it is called the unstructured exception handling. So this is the program of unstructured exception handling where we have used our own code to handle the exception. We have not used try-catch block. So that is all about unstructured exception handling program.